Because I think,
Hey guys,
it's
feeling
more
here,
like you've
back
been
more
saying, there is a
Yakuza
chance.
like a dragon.
I think even though, like, right now, it does seem like it's a shoe-in
Yeah,
for
still
Josh to
listening
go
to
home
our
this week.
JP
If he doesn't
podcast.
go home this week, he's going home next
How much
week.
is left?
But
There is about
I think
40.
that, you know, if things were to turn around, you
Was
know,
it
people play so
43 minutes
hard when
left?
they
So
have more time.
yeah.
And so I think
I'll
if they
probably try
do
to
turn it
finish it here.
around
Okay,
and
so what
Ro
should we do
goes home,
party-wise here?
I think, you know, that's a very real possibility.
Is actually that's something I didn't pay attention to
agree.
just now. Is that we can
Row is a tough
technically
one for
swap
me,
someone out.
especially comparing to Kyle. I give Kyle a 5.
The thing is,
feel
like, I don't
Row
particularly
has much
like,
better long-term prospects in the game than Kyle does.
I don't like
and
what's his name?
because of that, I kind of feel like he should be at least at the same level, if not
I'm not
higher
a big
than
fan
Kyle.
of him as
But I think the problem is
here,
that
but
his short-term prospects, I think, are actually
at the same
much
time,
worse. First of
he
all,
does have more
is still
health
on the block right
than
now.
Seiko.
And
He
the
does
vote almost flipped on Sunday.
have stronger
It could
individual
easily flip
attacks,
again.
but he doesn't have anything that can
people
attack multiple
after the House
people,
meeting,
which is the
Victoria
tough thing.
talked
I think for
with,
sure we're
with
keeping
Josh,
non,
and
but
was like,
I
hey,
feel like for
I
sure we're
want you to
keeping these
stay.
three. It's just a matter of do I
she was like, you need
swap
to talk
him
to Ty, because Ty is
for
the
her?
person that can help you stay. And that was very good advice. I don't think it's completely over yet for Josh to go and for Rowe to stay. So Rowe could leave this week.
It's tough.
The problem also is that even going into next week, I think he's actually in more danger than even Kyle. I think they want to target
His
Kyle
attack
more than
is
they
so
want to
much
target Rowe. But
higher.
on Kyle's team, there's 7 options. There's much more options to choose from.
I feel like we gotta.
If somebody from the defender team wins,
I think we'll keep it.
then there's plenty of ways
something
for
I
Kyle
think we
to kind of
should
get out
do,
of that
though,
situation.
Is that
Rowe, there's only 5 options left after this week. They've lost 2 members of their team. Only 5 people are available to be nominated, and 2 of them.
Actually, no.
3 of them are Sunsetters. So there are only 2 people that can even go on the block at all. It's him and Braden. And that's a really bad place to be. And sure, Braden could go over Rowe, but that's
Actually, you know what?
a tricky spot for sure.
Let's do that.
And on top of that, if they play the HOH like they did last week, then the Destiny team is going to have a huge
like, what's
numbers
Seiko
advantage. They're going to
in?
have an extra player playing
Extra
in their
dexterity,
team
that's
to
not that
potentially
good.
win this HOH.
Extra
so
healing.
I think that Rowe is in a lot more danger here, heading into next week, heading into this week, to the end of this week at least. So because of that, I also have to go with a 4 for Rowe. But if he survives this week, and at this time next week on Tuesday night, he is not looking like he's going home next week, I would expect this score to rise. So keep that in mind for the stock watch.
That's worse.
All right.
I had really high hopes for Rowe. Just like, he really impressed me with his intro videos, and I just thought that he was just gonna have an easier time, acclimating.
I feel like we should buy him a better thing.
I've just been
I think we
surprised
should switch
by
these
what
two.
has turned out.
I think he has. There's sort of 3 paths in front of him. One path is goes home this week or next week. It's over. Another path is his and Kyle's alliance. They win HOH next week. They take out a big heavy hitter from the Sunsetters. The Sunsetters break up, and then they are in a power position in the game. Maybe not a majority alliance, but they're actually power players in the game. That's another possible road for him. And then there's a third road where he survives the next couple weeks, loses Kyle, and is able to integrate without Kyle, and kind of cause some damage as a free agent kind of player that they don't want to, they don't feel the need to
so
finish
she's
off
running the
quite
exact
yet.
same thing, so it's not.
And so I think that any path where he survives, he's got some legs here in the game potentially. So the audience is actually at a 5 for Rowe. They feel even better about Rowe than we do. But that means that Rowe is going to end up with a 4 here. All right.
Things all the way down there. Actually, since we're
talk about Tara.
I have no idea who. Yeah, I'm like, I really don't know. Yeah, it's just, I even was just testing, knowing the house guests. I was like, let me just write down everybody's names to rate them, and then I was like, I'm missing one person.
Oh, no.
I know, it's just like, if you constantly forget this person is in the house, they're just not making an impact whatsoever. But I think that it's also a situation where people in the house are also not seeing her as that big of a threat, because it's not like they think that she's in with some big alliance, some secret big alliance.
Should we spend it on that, or should we go for
she entered the house when we did, in my opinion. So it's like, I think she's just trying to find her footing. She's trying to figure it out, trying to figure out where she is in the game. She's trying to figure out what other people are doing in the game, and at least the effort is there.
I would like to buy a better weapon.
I can't say that she's not doing anything at this point. Like, she's trying to get things going. It's just that,
Namba.
you know, other people already have solid things, so it's kind of seeming like an afterthought to them, or somewhat solid, like as solid as can be in the early weeks. So it's really hard, because even though Brayden's average is a 3, I did also give Tara a 3, just because I think if she were on the block, I don't think it's a given that she goes home, because I think they would want to get out a bigger target. So I think that she has the ability to go the distance in a game, only because she just doesn't have that big of a presence right now.
All right, Melissa, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I agree with everything you just said. I feel like, yeah, I mean, I don't know. She's like kind of a non-entity in the game right now, and I feel like it's interesting because that could go either way. I think
fuck off. I pushed the wrong one.
Be a good thing. Like, you know, nobody's thinking about her. Nobody's, you know, whatever. She's not like going home this week, whatever. But, you know, at the same time, nobody's thinking about her and nobody's working with her. So, like, that's not good. I don't feel like that's a good start. It's one thing if everyone is kind of on that same level in the beginning, like if the game starts out slow where everyone's kind of like, okay, we're all just filling each other out, we're all just like hanging out, getting to know each other, you know, building these connections. But like, there's already a majority alliance. That majority alliance is strong and you're not a part of it, and that's concerning. And I mean, you know, I feel differently about her than I do about someone like Kyle, for example, because Kyle is out of the majority, but at least he has Ro. Like, at least he's kind of making inroads in that sort of way. He has a duo. She doesn't have that, and I'm a little concerned for her. However, you know, she could fly under the radar for a long time, and then, you know, then she could find some footing and get herself in a better position. We don't know. So, you know, I'm just going to give her, I'm going to give her a 4.
Yeah, that's you know, I've been struggling to place Tara here, with exactly where she stands. I think her biggest problem right now is the teams. I think that if a defender wins, then she is just too easy of a person to put up on the block, because of the limited options that they're gonna have, and because of that, she could easily find herself in a position where she's going home very quickly. So, you know, that's trouble for Tara. But I think her connection to Tina is very valuable. And I do think that she is, like, ready to play this game. She's not as active as, like, Kyle is in trying to, like, form something, but she is willing to very much jump in and be a part of something and play the game. I think that if she survives, similar to Ro, if she survives the next couple of weeks and things play out right, she could find herself one of Tina's most valuable pieces at the very least, and that could be a pretty good spot for her. But I also don't know how capable she's going to be with the competitions. You know, I think that she's obviously a very, like, physically fit person, but she's also a very short person, and height can also matter in these challenges. And I don't know how she's going to do in the mental comps. I think that competition wins are going to be very, very, very key to her success in this game, given her social standing. And until I know where her prowess is with competitions, it's going to be hard to be too high on her. So I also gave her a 4 here. As did the audience.
Let's just do a manual save here.
Be,
just in case.
Not all around. It's going to be 3 4s and a 3. But that's going to land at a 4. Overall, let's talk about...
He's just harsh.
Like, every single one is like, the rest of us are like, yeah, we're giving them an 8 or whatever, and she's like, yeah, I'm giving them a 1. So what?
I'm like, I thought I loved this cast, but
You had no idea. You were the hard one.
No leeway. No slack.
Yeah, right. Hey,
All right. Well, let's talk Tina.
Let's talk Tina.
Yeah. Obviously,
I might go all in on Tina.
This week,
I feel like Tina feels like the person I'm the most confident in.
She's doing so far. She's positioned herself.
But then again, like no matter how high she is, like if she's a 7, then I'll definitely go all in. If she's like an 8 or a 9, then, which I think she'll probably be an 8.
They're number 1. On top of that,
I think it becomes tougher at that point.
Near the top of anybody's hit list. Everybody underestimates her. I think this is the main difference between her and Ty, who we'll talk about very soon, and I think is sort of the other person who is doing very, very well in the game. The main difference between the two of them right now is that everybody can see Ty. Nobody sees Tina right now. Now, another difference is that Ty is probably going to win more competitions than Tina. And that's going to be an advantage for him. But another difference is that Tina is, I think, somewhat aware of that and is playing a little bit more aggressively. Ty is kind of sitting back a little bit. He kind of, it seems like he wants to make the flip happen, but he's not really pushing too hard, whereas Tina was like, no, I'm putting my foot down. I know what I need to do here, and I'm not going to let this happen. So I really like Tina. I have very high hopes for her. I don't think that, like, she's not in a position yet where I feel like she's fully proven herself to be the player that I would like for her to be. But I've seen a lot of signs that are very promising and that I'm very excited about. So for me, Tina is an 8. She's done very well this week. And she's in a very good position, but she still has a lot of work ahead of her. This is not a situation where it's like, if nothing changes, Cody wins this game. It's like, well, Tina's in a great spot, and she's in a great spot to make the changes that she needs to win this game. And so that's where I'm at here with Tina. Asia, what do you think?
I am very high on Tina. I think she is in a great position. She's working both sides of the house. She is not on anybody's radar. I am so pleasantly surprised by her because I just thought that her fate was going to be sealed as soon as she walked in the house, just given how history repeats itself with certain ages of house guests. And maybe the diversity of the cast did play a part in this, in that, you were just going to see different types of things. So I am loving what I'm seeing from Tina. I think it would take a lot to kind of change my view on how well she's doing in the game because she's so intentional with how she's playing the game, how she's perceived, who she's talking to, what she's doing. So I am also at an 8.
There you go, Melissa.
Yeah, same. I'm at an 8 for Tina. I'm very impressed with her. This is like what I would hope for from a quote-unquote older, player, someone who's like not necessarily like immediately like, oh, they're in the N group. The stereotype, the archetype, whatever. Like, you don't normally see an older outskirts player, whatever, like Tina. So I'm so happy that we're getting this. I love it, and I'm so looking forward to seeing how she plays the rest of this game. So I feel great about her. I feel like I agree with what you guys are saying, where it's like I can't like give her a 9 or a 10 yet, just because like we don't really know. We kind of have to see how this plays out. But at this point, like I feel like she's heading in that direction. So I'm very impressed with her.
All right, the audience also gave Tina an 8, so it's going to be straight 8s for Tina.
Wow.
I think it's too high.
All right, let's talk about Ty. Melissa, what are your thoughts on Ty?
I feel good about him. I feel like he's doing a really good job.
I don't know what to do. This is such a tough. He's like everyone's so high.
Or like laying low. And I also think that even in a situation where it's like, okay, he's a threat because of his athletic ability, Jed's a threat because of his athletic ability and the fact that they are joined up. I
have to go Latoya.
After this house meeting, especially, as being more volatile than Ty. I think that if anything were to happen where the two of them are, put on the block together, I can see a situation where Ty stays and Jed, spirals out of control. I don't know. But I do feel like Ty is in a very good position, and like the way that he's connecting with everybody and bonding, and I'm very impressed with him. However, you know, he still has that lingering over his head that he's this athletic guy. He's just viewed as a threat, whereas someone like Tina, while she has the strategic mind, she's not viewed that way just because of who she is. So I like Ty a lot, but I can't give him the 8, so I'm going to give him a 7.
All right, Asia, what do you think?
Yeah, so I like Ty. I like that he likes to walk around with no shirt on. I like the eye candy that it has brought to my screen. And I do like his position in the game. I think he's in a very good place with the Sunsetters. He's definitely one of the top people in that alliance. He has a good thing going, just one-on-one with Jed. I know, like, you were talking about on the update this morning, Taryn, that we haven't really seen them connect a lot. And then today they had a great catch-up, and I love seeing that. And it was, like, straight to the point. Let's talk about these scenarios. Let's talk about how, what would be great for us moving forward. Can you put up this person? Can I put up this person? I love that they have a good understanding of each other's games and who they've connected with. It is not just like a we thing. They clearly understand who they've connected with and what would be in the best interest for each of them. But I do think that Ty has a good handle on just like, you know, I guess being a lot more subtle in the house. And I guess we didn't even really know that about Jed until he called that house meeting today. So I say all of that to say that I am pretty high on Ty. So even though I would see Tina as a high 8 and can't give her a 9 just because it's so early, I do see Ty as like a solid 8. So like a lower 8 than Tina, but still 8.
Yes. I also gave Ty an 8. I did. I feel like right now the game is sort of balanced between Ty and Tina. And I'm very curious to see in which direction these scales will fall. I think that he is a very controlled player, which I'm very drawn to. He knows when to talk, when not to talk. He knows what to say to people. He's also very charming, and you know, very social. And there's nobody in the game has a single bad thing to say about Ty. He is in a great spot right now. Even if, you know, the flip doesn't happen and Tina's in this great spot, I could still see Ty doing very well. I mean, Ty is in the position where, like, if nothing changes from here, Ty probably wins this game. He's probably in that spot. But there's a lot of potential for change, and I don't know yet that he's capable of squashing it. So for me, it's in a similar way to Tina. He's at an 8. But I'm very excited to see where we go from here. I think he, like I said, with some of these other players, has a lot of potential. And so there he is at an 8 for Ty. The audience was more with Melissa. They gave Ty a 7. Gave Ty a 7. But he'll still land at an 8 overall.
I literally almost have everything exactly the same as the audience except for Jed.
Oh, you missed on Jed.
Missed on Jed.
All right.
But everything else.
Let's talk about the last one here then. Let's talk about Victoria. Let's talk about
Okay, I guess now,
God, I guess I'm
probably,
totally
this is
off.
probably
The
the time
audience
to look
hates me. I'm not
up
voice the people.
stuff up.
I've lost my touch.
Yeah, Asia, what do you think about Victoria?
So I enjoy watching Victoria on the feeds. Like, she is, I just love seeing I love you. We always love to see people who love to be there, but to just genuinely see, like, I am enjoying every moment that I'm here. I can't believe how much I enjoyed watching her play that hockey game by herself. Like, she was just all over.
This is the same account,
maybe
right?
was it yesterday? And she was her playing
It is,
herself. She was running to both sides of it, and she was so animated. And I know, like she is just happy to
For
be
a
there.
long time too. Like
Yes,
it was not just like, if I did that, I would do it for like 2 minutes, and then I'd be like, what a great gag I just did. No, she was there for like 20 minutes playing by herself.
Yeah. Like, she went into overtime by herself. So it's like, okay, yes, I enjoy watching her as a character, but in this game, Like, she is not.
I forgot what
have her
and
foot on the pedal. She's still trying to figure out her way. She's not in solid with anybody. She's up for grabs, but she won't let go of this Toya Jen and Ty situation that she can't read the room to figure out that Toya is not interested.
BB.
And so, I mean, I wish she were, but she's not interested. And so I think because of that, because she's still trying to figure out her way, because she would be so easy to throw on the block, I think she
22
is,
with.
what did I give her?
Alright, it looks like I am the top person with my name, so at least there's that.
No,
Reality Stock Watch. I'm at 210.
Okay, I didn't give her a 3. I gave her a 4.
Oh. All right.
What's this not working
Victoria
today?
is such an interesting case for me. I think that the biggest problem with her game
So what are we doing?
is that she has no solid allies. She needs somebody to confide in, somebody to bond with, and that's my biggest problem. I was very close to giving her a 5 because I feel like
5.
I feel like there's something there. I feel like she's going to LaToya, not necessarily because she wants to work with her, but because she knows she needs to be in with that group, or that at least they need to feel like she wants to be in with that group.
Let's just go to him.
But I don't actually know what she would do as an HOH. I don't, like, she for as much as she talks and reveals information, I don't know what what is real about her information about herself, if that makes sense. I don't know what she wants to do, and
it looks like the website's just crashing.
She has no real allies, and that is a very bad thing for you in the game because it makes you very easy to put up on the block. I think that she would easily go up on the block as a pawn. She's just another one of these people who, if she survives the next couple of weeks, I think there's potential there. But again, and I said this for probably, I think, 3 or 4 other people right now, and that's because the teams are keeping them down. Without teams, they'd be in a much better position. They have a lot more freedom of movement. But with these teams in place, it's hard.
I don't know. I don't know what to do.
Be out of the danger of being used.
Oh, it looks like the game's like broken right now. Yeah, it's not even set up right now.
So until the teams end, and Victoria has survived those teams, I just don't know that
we'll deal with this later on.
So it's a 4 for me as well.
That's really high for Victoria.
Yeah. Sorry, they're playing with the squeaky toy back there, so there's a lot of noise going on. Guys, quiet. Anyway, they're okay, that's enough. Sorry. Yeah, I agree with you guys. 4 for me. I really like her. Hey, yeah, stop. Breath, please. Okay, yes, it's just your background music.
Wait, why did I think this is
Victoria playing the hockey game by herself.
I just got a random email from Google telling me to create a custom email. It's like, why? Well, whatever.
Okay, so the audience also gave Victoria a 4. So that's gonna be straight 4s for
How much left this podcast? 20 minutes though.
4 overall. And here we are. And these are the ratings. I can do a quick summary here. We've got Austin with a 4, Beth with a 6, Brayden is 3, Jed 7, Josh 2, Kiefer 5, Kyle 5, Latoya 7, Row 4,
this is so tough because
8, Ty 8,
and anyone's
Victoria 4.
Gonna go up.
An interesting spread for sure. I think there's some fun stuff going on here in the stock watch, in the show, on the feeds.
Okay, where are we
very
right now?
Interested to see where we move from here. I've got some other questions that I asked on the survey. We talked about how people have been enjoying the episodes and the feeds and the season.
Stuff like this,
Before we get into those, I do want to say that if you are interested in playing the game, the Stockwatch game, what you should do is go to realitystockwatch.com and then join the game from there. If you log in, played before, you should be able to see that you'll be able to just log in right away, just join the game, and once the podcast ends, you should be able to go there You should be able to buy and sell to your heart's desire.
I just want to see what we can do there.
The site might also crash. It happens. Everybody's going at the same time, so just watch out for that. But the market will be open until Thursday when the episode airs. So Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern. If you go, you'll have the opportunity to change your decision up until that moment. Then you'll be locked in until the next roundtable. So that's how you play. If you need any more information or details about how to play, or you need tips for like what you should do, I will be streaming on Thursday before the market closes to give you guys a sort of walkthrough of what to do and some tips on where I think maybe you should go. So you can find me there, twitch.tv/Taran Armstrong, if you need any help in that department. So, the main question for me is, Melissa, you gonna post a threat here this season? What are we doing?
Well, I saw your little video, Taran, where you said I will not win the stock watch this year and that you're not even concerned about me. Well, I'll have you know that you better be concerned because I'm coming for your title and I'm going to win.
Well,
does that sound threatening? Like,
no,
does that sound
I'm out.
I've got to say,
threatening.
Not feeling threatened.
Oh,
not
sorry.
feeling threatened.
Well, you know, you win some, you lose some. I guess next year.
I've never lost a stock watch to any podcaster, and I don't plan to start this season.
And I've never beaten a podcaster in the stock watch, so you know, maybe I'll just keep that record up.
Are you ready, Asia?
Hey, I played for the first time last season, and I did terrible. So, I would be lying if I didn't say I was also going to be...
I did terrible in BB Can 8. I did pretty well in BB Can. Or in BB 22 until I, like, fucked it up at the last week, right? Or not the last week, but, like, I fucked it up.
So loud in here, I'm so sorry.
By holding on to Enzo for a little bit too long.
Again, but I just want to say, I purposely, everyone's like, well, why don't you go on Taran's Twitch and then you can like learn more about how to do it, or like what are the good buys, and it's like, no, the whole point is like I'm supposed to like do it on my own and have my own thing, you know. So I purposely don't listen to your Twitch stream on that one, so that I can win on my own.
Yes, I agree. That's a great way to do it.
That's fair.
Yeah. Keep doing it. All right. So I asked the audience how they thought, how they would rate the episodes out of 10, and the audience said the episodes were about a 5.2 out of 10. That's very, very average episodes so far, in contrast to the feeds, which they gave a 6.3. So the feeds, a bit better than the episodes. Not super surprising. Honestly, I would have expected even more of a gap, considering how lack of information the episodes are.
The episodes are no representation of what's going on the feeds. And then even the feeds, I probably would have rated it lower myself, because every time I look at my phone, it's saying FeedSpot is telling me that, oh, feeds were down for 2.5 hours. Feeds were down for 1.5 hours. I'm like, goodness.
Yeah. The season as a whole. How would you rate the season as a whole so far? 6.6.
Yeah, I can't go on Latoya.
So I think that sort of indicates
I
the audience
have,
is feeling like,
I might have to go on Tina.
This week isn't necessarily the greatest week, but we have faith in the season that it's going to be better in the future. All right. I had the audience rank the players from their favorite to their least favorite. Who do we think took the top spot on the favorite player list? Melissa thinks Victoria. Asia,
I feel like I'm hearing Victoria a lot as like people loving her, so I think people will say her.
I think maybe Tina. I don't know.
Asia is right. It is Tina. Tina took the top spot.
Really?
Victoria was in second place. Second place for
That makes
Victoria.
sense.
Yep.
It's like for very different reasons. Like they like Tina because she's doing amazing, and then Victoria because she's entertaining.
Yes. And then closely followed by third and fourth place, which is Tai and Toya.
Interesting.
Yeah. And then rounding out the top 5, we had Rowan.
Yeah, that's what I
in fifth place. Yeah.
Aha, no wonder so many people were mad at me today for saying that I didn't love Rohan in the fight.
The thing about it, Melissa, that you don't understand is that smart people would have realized that Ro was not being condescending.
Maybe if you were smart, you'd realize what condescending really is.
It's
like, that is being condescending right there.
About Ro is that it requires a high IQ to really fully understand the arguments that he is making.
Oh, see, that's why it all makes sense now. I
don't care about anything that's going on
so I
here
can
in this scene.
understand.
Yes, now you get it. It's all your
Now
fault.
I get it. Yeah. Look what I've done. Look what I brought upon myself.
Hey guys, that's enough on Melissa. That's enough. We've gotten our
She's
point
going
across.
home.
All right, Beth.
Never mind.
Okay, down at the bottom of the list, this is actually a little surprising to me, but maybe not considering the just overall forgetfulness, but Tara down at the bottom of the favorite list.
Makes sense.
Plus, I feel like not enough people, or like nobody really has been someone to like hate at this point in time. So it's like the people who usually it's like, okay, we put the people that we hate down at the bottom, but it's like we don't hate anyone. It's just going to be someone that we don't remember.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I guess let's keep it that way.
I asked, who's the best person for Austin to have targeted for her game this week? What do you guys think? If you could have her target anybody that she was capable of targeting this week, who was on the other team, who would you guys pick?
Toya.
I mean, not from preference, but for Austin, like that frees up Jed and I. And I guess I feel like, yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. I was just gonna say, like, it's so early too that like I don't think people would feel that attached to Toya. Like, if they felt like, okay, either I hurt my game by like fighting for her, or I just like kind of let her go and we move on without her. I feel like in the beginning, you're kind of in that weird position where you're like, okay, I'm in an alliance with this person, but like I'm not gonna throw my game, under the bus just because this person's on the block. Like, we're not that close yet.
Yes. Well, with 43% of the votes, the audience did say Toya was the best target for Austin. I also asked the audience how they feel about the team twist as overall, as a whole. How do you feel about the team twist? Where 0 is you hate it and 100 is you love it. And the audience was averaging out at around 25.
Actually,
so
I think what we'll do.
Pretty low score there for the team twist.
So it's like I like Survivor where Survivor is, and I like Big Brother where Big Brother is. Don't try to blend the two.
Yeah. Speaking of, I also asked how they felt about the first week specifically, where there was no HOH and the losing team was all nominated. They were actually a little bit higher on this one, but still pretty low, a 37 out of 100 for that one. It's still not very popular.
We'll see if we can buy any upgrade
any
better weapons
which
and stuff.
I think is mostly a factor of, like, at least that was just 1 week, right? It's not ruining multiple weeks of gameplay. I also asked the audience to predict, when do you think the team twist will end? So what is the first week you think they will be able to play as individuals? And I gave them 4 options because I don't feel like it's not going to last past week 6. But, is it going to stop next week, week 3? They're going to start playing as individuals after this eviction? Week 4, week 5, or week 6? What do you guys think on this one?
Fuck, we can't afford anything?
I'm going to say week 4.
Depressing.
Yeah.
I feel like week 4 is what I guess hoping, I guess thinking, I don't know.
Right,
I feel like it's like, I could absolutely see it, them trying to, like, make this last for, like, almost the whole game.
Well, that's really fucking depressing. We can't afford anything.
Really soon.
Yeah, I think we're definitely getting at least one more week, which would mean if we get one more week, it would end on week 4. But that would only be 3 people evicted with the team twist, which actually does kind of make some sense. You know, we don't really know when the jury's going to start. It's a 14-person cast, which kind of implies that we'll have a 7-person jury. That kind of seems to be the direction that Canada has headed in the past. But theoretically, you know, 11 people is some kind of milestone. It could have been where a jury would have started if there was a jury of 9, or will start if there is a jury of 9. So it is potentially
I think we're just going
where
to
there
here
could be a
then.
shake-up in the game.
This is a good spot to end.
The week 4 is a pretty good bet, and that is where the audience picked the majority of the audience. 57% of the audience said week 4 is probably where it went. Correct.
Let's hope.
Yeah. I asked the audience who they wanted to be evicted this week, and with 76% of the vote,
do one more?
they chose Josh.
Well, I kind of don't at the same time.
From out of his misery.
Yes, please.
Yeah.
I might.
I asked the audience, who do you want to win
I might go
HOH
one more.
next week? And
That'll be
the
it for this
top
episode.
pick from
Thanks
the
for watching.
audience was Ro.